What is that?
Of the 5
Well,
months, right?
yeah. Welcome to Okay Interesting after a nice winter hibernation.
Winter plus half of summers as well, right?
Summer is, yeah. There's nothing called spring.
Spring
Nothing.
in India.
It's-
There's no spring in India.
Yeah.
The only thing
So-
related to spring is like, when you touch the floor, there is a spring in your toes because it's too hot.
What?
I just made it up.
So
Yeah.
we spoke on the magic, the pin, the AI pin.
Yeah.
It has bombed, but luckily there has one survival of the AI device, which
Products, yeah.
still has a more minimalistic industrial design based device. So
Yeah.
hopefully with that price tag of 199 only, it's able to get itself out.
Yeah.
199 and no subscription is an
It's-
excellent
Look at
deal.
the comparison size, this one is
Yeah.
a tad.
This is handheld. Yeah, this is handheld.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what is the battery life and all that. But AI pin was a flaw because they're saying it has barely 3 hours battery life, and then you get 2 battery packs, and you have to keep charging.
Yeah.
It's another baby that you need to keep maintaining with poor AI responses. See that 199,
Yeah.
and then yesterday or 2 days back they just announced that, hey, we are also giving you a lovely travel case. This is that travel case that
Yeah.
the CEO on his video he talked about. And
Yeah. Looks
Teenage
like
engineering.
If you recall, we used to have cassettes, right? So it's like a cassette case.
cassette case, correct. Side A, side B, yeah. But very minimalistic, that's pretty much it. But I like the option that you can actually tilt it sideways, and it turns into a keyboard. Otherwise, you only have really pretty much that button turns on and off the camera or privacy mode. But can it connect to accessories? This is, I think, just demoing teenage engineering devices hardware. Yeah, this is a very simple interface. I mean, if you take out the SIM option, it would look like any other that audio, the high audio quality, the black, those players. It just looks like any of those players, the Android players.
Yeah.
FLAC. The FLAC
Yeah.
players.
The one by Theo and Shan.
Yeah. Correct.
Can you turn on the audio?
So
Yeah.
the question was in my brain, why? Why don't they just give me access to
No
what's
audio.
happening? And I think the main reason why they do this is because if they gave people full access to their UI
Maybe turn on captions.
with tap, no
Yeah.
one would use the scroll wheel. This would just be a superfluous, useless thing. But by forcing you to use the scroll wheel, now you're scrolling. The other thing I found really annoying with the scroll wheel is that
It's
you
not a
don't
touch
get
screen,
to
right?
scroll.
That's why he has to.
It is a touchscreen. It is a touchscreen.
No,
Adjust the
still he has to
volume
struggle with the
as an
scroller. If it was
Yeah,
a
he'll show that. I think when he tilts it sideways for a keyboard,
What's the weather like today?
you can actually do an input.
And
Okay.
side button, hold on to it, and using your
Yeah, that was there.
They talk about the OS. What's the operating system on this?
Yeah, that's going to be the Rabbit OS. Advanced. Where did he show the demo of the input? The keyboard sideways. He just showed it once. There.
touch screen, got a digitizer. I'll show you real quick. It's like, if you go into the terminal, you can halfway on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's a touch screen. It's got a very weak motor. I got that. But when you're in the settings menu, or if you're doing any kind of like option stuff, and you're just trying to like use your finger to tap
fidgeting.
things, you can't. They lock you out.
Something good
So,
for the millennials.
The question was in my brain, why?
No,
Why
it's
don't we
it's
just
good
give
for the
access
information
to
overloaders also. There's a
Main reason
whole
why they
new
do this
generation
is
of
because
folks who are just overloaded
if they
with
gave people full access
TMI.
to the UI and settings,
absolute TMI.
tap, no one would use
Notifications
the
from
scroll.
everything,
This would be a
updates from everything.
superfluous, useless thing. But by forcing you to use,
Yeah, imagine that scroll stops. Then, yeah, it's not going to be much fun.
why? why? Like, what is the purpose of this? Just so you can be like, hey, our scroll wheel is actually useful. I want to just tap stuff. Just get rid of the scroll wheel. So if I had to redesign this is what I would do. First, I'd get rid of the scroll wheel completely. It's cute, but it's just not useful enough to me. And then now,
Right.
move the camera on the top of the bezel, a little bit of room there.
Move the camera on top of the
Hardware
bezel.
volume buttons,
So it
it's a
will
speech-based device. You might as well extend
Nice.
the screen because
Oh,
got a little bit of room
it's a
down there.
phone.
And look,
It should be larger. I think
like the thing you're
it's
right
so
now.
use a
huge.
pixel.
And
Yeah.
the more I interact with this device,
And this
the
is a
more
smaller one.
100,000%.
I mean,
this should be an app.
like,
And anyone who says
First
otherwise
iteration should
is
be
wrong.
comparable to a phone in size because that's what people are accustomed to using. But maybe with time, just start reducing the size and make people, adapt to the new size. If you start off with a size that is not like something that folks are used to.
See, I have this spare phone 3G. I have this right now,
Okay.
and it's like 14 years old, but that's the same form factor. This was
Same size?
34 days battery backup
Okay.
at that point. It was 5,000 rupees, and 34 days battery backup. Very minimal screen, very minimal apps or no apps. WhatsApp was there, a little bit calling was there. Camera was poor, and the main thing is you want to travel. You want to have this device which takes you away from tech.
Last longer. But at
and
the
last
same time,
longer.
with so much processing that is happening on the device now, I'm not sure about the R1, but generally it does tend to consume resources for just the computing. Not
It
for
will,
the
but
other
it's
things.
way responsive and way faster. Maybe some level it is doing some level of content analysis and answers on device because it's way faster than what the AI pin does. AI pin is like you
the
ask
iPin is a gimmick.
it's a
and-
gimmick and it's a
I mean,
You'll have to wait for two more
we
iterations.
we did take an instance like when we were talking about the AI pin, the idea was that it's the first iteration and it's going to take some time for people to get to this new model or new way of computing. And I think that same thing goes for the Abbott.
but call it beta,
Abbott
right? See,
R1.
Gmail was beta for years, so call it, don't release it if you're not confident it's not good, whatever pressure from financial or from the board of directors or stock, whatever that is, don't release it. Wait for the perfect moment, at least when you're confident. Let it be out, let people play with it. Have that embargoes that they normally do for these folks, but most of these guys say that, hey, try it out, but it's not the final product. So work on it. There's no hurry, and now they've really lost it.
Yeah.
So, but this one has a promise, especially with the cost.
It's
If you don't want to carry your phone, and maybe you just have your watch which has LTE capability, leave your phone behind. If you're just going to travel, keep it in the backpack, turn it off or whatever, airplane mode, and then use this. There's going to be an eSIM, so use that as your primary travel, simple, non-distraction based thing. I doubt it'll do Google Maps or any maps system. But yeah, maybe just use your watch, smartwatch possibly, on its own, and then this minimal, no distraction, no pop-ups, no doom scrolling or doom scrolling will be awesome with this scroller. But yeah,
How do you onboard Instagram folks to this? It's not for them, I guess.
nothing. Yeah, no FB, no other MS or nothing. This is going to be its own ecosystem. And yeah, but yeah, worth snatching it for 199.
Yeah.
To go anti TMI, anti distraction,
Yeah.
focus mode. We have focus modes on the phones and the laptops, where we don't want pop-ups left, right, center, but we're still tempted to go in and, hey, let me see what happened there, let me see what is new. This will just kill that craving. Just
It's
focus
just
back on what you want to do.
basically Going back to the start, right?
Correct.
How phones existed while we were growing up. There were no apps. Very basic.
There was nothing.
SMS feature it used to have, and maybe calls were really expensive. Now it's free, so I think we'll be tempted to get on a call rather than send a WhatsApp message like we are.
Let people get bored. Let people get creative when they get bored. Let people do some thought process when they are not getting distracted or getting overwhelmed by too much information. I have an email, I have an SMS, I have Insta, I have some Facebook notifications. That number on top of that application makes you a slave to that app. That is what these guys want to avoid.
But at the same time, since you mentioned being creative, this has ChatGPT, which is basically aligning sort of a way in which a person thinks or like goes about things, right? So if I
think of ChatGPT as a very smart friend that I have, who I can ask questions and I will understand from him, and then I will have to learn from that. I wouldn't want him as the bot which takes care of all my thought process. I would want him to be the intelligent friend that I can ask all my doubts to. Like we went for tuition classes after school, and we can clear our doubts and ask all the good questions, and we had those smart friends. So make sure, I think that is going to be the future of like there were no cars, but now when cars came, the people told, hey, look left and look right when you cross the road. You'll have to teach the crowd to adapt to what is coming new. Change is going to be coming, and we can't say no to it, but we can always say do this with it. There will be governance. Musk has already talked about having AI limits, having stuff that you don't want it to think about. You don't want it to hallucinate. You don't want it to do gaslighting. You'll not be able to search on internet or on most Google Gemini. Gaslighting, it'll not give an answer. I've tried it. So there are certain restrictions that companies will put, but if you want to restrict yourself and not get overwhelmed, and if you have a creative brain, or if you want to just digital detox and stay away, and you just up in the mountains, just read some books and take some photography and declutter, no network, very 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 simple stuff. Get one of these as your devices. Switch over for a week.
I don't think
I see
like switching over for a week is like you can switch over for a week, but after that you'll be back to your same old routine with your smartphone and the doom scrolling and the too much information that you're talking about. So
person to person,
the whole adaptability curve is something that is the question right now. And this is the first iteration. So
correct.
There could be a better design, like we spoke about, having a larger size comparable to a phone, because that is what is going to drive the adaptability. Now, like classic example, BlackBerry released a QWERTY phone, right? After so many years, because they had so much confidence that there are still some people who would prefer a physical keyboard over a touchscreen keyboard. But that bombed because the touchscreen keyboards have become so good. You can actually type faster on touchscreen keyboards than on
swipe
keyboards.
Swipe.
So if you're releasing a device, however high tech or AI based it can be,
low tech,
it's actually high tech if you just think about like what is the capability that it has. So having thought or having an idea about like whatever devices that exist and their capabilities, it should be capable of doing something similar, if not more. So